Hello and welcome to another Everquest 2 stream. So what are we going to do today? Today, because the new expansion's coming up, we are going to focus on getting this last level and, well, almost 2 levels of crafting experience. And we're going to do the crafting timeline, because I want to get that out of the way. You've got to be level 100 to do the Plains of Prophecy crafting timeline. And if we can get 2 levels out of doing the old crafting timeline quest, that's great. We're already level 100, so should be kind of in line for the new expansion when it comes out, which is fine. We can work our way up to, if they raise the level cap to 120, we can work our way up to 120 pretty easy that way. Shouldn't be a problem. However, we do need to finish our crafting. And in order to do that, the easiest way is to run the trade skill timeline quests. And I'm going to have this next to chat, so if you do put a chat in and any of the places that I'm streaming, I may not see it for a minute, so bear with me, because there's a lot of quests we have to do. I just have to figure out where we are. So there's level 10 through 19. This is the old one, because it's talking about choosing a crafting subquest. And I already have that, seeing as we're level 98. Trade school writs. Already done those. 45 advanced tradesman services. Butcher block. I don't see those as being of any use. So I'm just reviewing the trade skill timeline quests to see if there's anything we need to pick up to kind of get on track. And I don't think we want to go all the way back down to level 30, because that's not going to net us anything unless there is something in here that says it is very useful. So lava storm, level 40 to 40 to 50. Okay. So there's an option to get a leaper mount, but honestly, I don't care. I'm not a mount collector. But the Lava Storm quests give the Sootfoot Armoring Secrets book, which I do not have, which has some vanity armor that might be useful, but that's not going to get us any experience. Isle of Mara. There's the solo missions. Group trade skill. That's what we were doing yesterday with the portal repairs and the clockwork rescue. And there are 2 more of those to go. Supply stocking, which is kind of cool because we're being attacked while we're replenishing an army. And shipyard services, where we're repairing a boat. So those are pretty cool. I don't really care about most of the Morrow rewards because I can already get those. Morzikisha. Okay, the Morzikisha one will fix a lot of our faction. So we probably should start with those. So let's head on over to the the bell. Let's rock on over to... See if I even remember how to get here. That would be... not there. God, it's been ages since I've been here. Morzi or Keisha? That was easier than I thought. I thought it was still... I had to take the boat ride over there, the airship ride over there. Definitely didn't want to waste time with that. Okay, so... we have firm root moot. Gonna get this one. Dropship planet. Amy Quickspoke. Gotta find her. Probably over by the crafters, but may not be. Nope, 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 nope. Might have to ask somebody where she is. I thought they were over here.
Hello, well met.
I'll accept it, but that's not what we're looking for. Could be over here. God, I wish I remembered where these people were. Corwin, Nariak, Freeport, New Hollis, Kinos. I think there's the cannon. I think it's over here. Of course, I thought it was back the other way too, didn't I? That'll teach me. Is it one of these guys? Munitions twinker, weapons worker, no. Crap, it's been forever since I've been here. Not there. Might have to look this one up. Oh, so the portal network comes here now. That's good. Happy Cog Splitter. The bad part about this place is there's all these areas down here, and then there's all those areas up on top. But here's all the crafting. Ah, that's who we're looking for. I don't think I'm going to need to read these. So we have to do the ship out quest so we can get to the places we need to go. And this will put us in the areas where we are headed. Now we need to get to the airship and it can fly. Didn't think I was going to be able to fly. So we need to find the cannon. There's the cannon. And we need to fly over here. And we need to go to the superpowered balloon conductor. And we need to first go to firm root moot and do these. Okay, and when we're done with this, we'll have improved faction with the different areas. So we should be in better shape to do other things later if we need to. But crafting usually has its uses in a lot of different ways, and this is one of the ways is to give you some crafting quests. And this one isn't too bad. You have to catalog a bunch of people. There's like 3, they each give like 3 to 4 quests each of these guys, so there's Firmroot and Tupta and Grob are the ones we're actually worried about. The other 2 are less impressive and important for us. Those are the ones we need to hit up and get done. And if we could do their little basic quests, then by golly, we'll be that much better off for it. This was a interesting zone when it was put in. Really had a lot going for it. It's kind of a weird little place, and really great place to test your safe fall, I'll tell you that. But you can see all the swamp area, and all the monsters in here kind of fit the theme. There's a lot of snakes, there's a lot of alligators, there's a lot of swamp creatures that you would find. Hey Derek, how's it going? Sorry, I was looking at the crafting timeline window and I didn't see your chat. I'm glad to hear your day's been going okay. Been busy and focusing on yourself. Actually, had to go to a doctor today, so that's not my favorite part. But other than that, everything's been going pretty good. Now we gotta find Liaison Mug. He is probably in here. There he is. Okay, so this will give us 3,000 Survival Accord, 3,000 Gukton Guard, 3,000 Clan Grob, and 750 Farsi Supply Division Faction. So that's not too bad. We just have to craft some leather boots. So let's see what that entails. Oops. Apparently I have not scribed the recipe. Yeah, I'm okay. They're not really sure what's going on with me, so we're just doing tests right now. I gotta do a CT scan on the 1st of October, and then I'm supposed to go see a surgeon on the 3rd of October to go review my results and see what it is we're looking at. But so far, not that big of a deal. I gotta go pick up a prescription for some stuff tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. But if they do have to have surgery, it may cut into my streaming schedule a little bit. So I'm trying to make sure everybody understands and knows kind of what's going on. I'd give more details if I had them, but I don't. Okay, so we need a bunch of leather, pelts, roots, and smoldering filament. So pelts, roots, smoldering filament. And that's going to be the only thing we need. I kind of wish we would have... Oh, he's got the daily trade skill tasks thing. We're not doing that, though. We'll just go harvest up some crap. Not like anything's going to bother us here. And I think this recipe makes like 2 to 8 each, so it won't take much. As you can see, the creatures are really well designed for like swamp. There's a swamp rat, there's a a glider, it's a snake. There's a fauna stalker, which is this weird plant thing. Planipede, I don't know what you call it. But it's kind of cool that they made an area and they put the right creatures in it that make sense. I wonder if we can get to slay creatures without having to leave. No, we can't. Too bad. I thought maybe we could get that. But we're going to get the craft items one, so that works. Let's get the chat back and caught up. And like I said, this actually might not be horrible because I think gathering here will get us items for the other two quests that we have to, two quest lines we have to do as well. So that's going to work out pretty well. We just really need that filament. And I don't have it. It's just a rock. Or a cypress. Yeah, back to the gameplay. I'm all for that. Get some ferret clusters. More mold in. And there's the roots that we need. Swamp foot. Which is really weird that they didn't put the swamp ash in here. They put the swamp ash higher up in not a swamp. But whatever. And I think we got enough roots. Shiny. Ooh, shiny I don't have any of. That's rare. Okay. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. You know, I gotta say that this game is not for everybody. I mean, it's got so much history and there's so much to do, but there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad in this game. The good in this game is that there is a lot to do. I mean, you can spend days just sticking around low-level areas, not really doing much of anything, and then move up when you're ready, and you can see some pretty incredible storylines, some really big inside jokes. It's got a lot of humor. It's got a lot to do. There's a lot of dungeons. And I like the fact that the dungeons are kind of static. I appreciate that some games have like randomized dungeons and everything, but sometimes you just really want things to... Escaped baby alligator. Sometimes you just want things to be predictable to a point. So you know what group to bring in, you know what's going to be there, you know what you're going to see, what's going to happen. But they're challenging enough that you don't necessarily are going to roll through it. But it's nice to know that when you come around a corner, you got to have a certain strategy, you got to do a certain thing, you got to get the job done. Now, conversely, that's also a problem for some people, is that there is so much to do in this game that it's really hard to stay focused on what you want to do. I know most days when I want to start streaming, I have to figure out what goal I want to accomplish that day. And being max level and having things done, I've got a lot of options with rounding out the end game that I can do. And the end game in this is huge by now. I mean, everything they've got in here. The last expansion was basically all an end game expansion. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. It's just zone after zone after zone of tough bosses and dungeons and things to do and stuff for high level. And I do like the fact that there are so many zones you can explore and so many things you can do. And now you have options. And that is one of the things that is a bad side of most RPGs is that when you have an alt character that you want to take through it, you're stuck going through the exact same areas you went through with your previous character. I know like level 20 in this game, there's 4 to 5 different areas you could take alts through that you wouldn't even have touched with your primary character, most possibly. So you got options on how you want to progress your character and where you want it to go and where you want to take it to get there. There's a lot of epic everything in this game. You've got, you know, epic armor, you've got epic quests, you've got epic crafting, you've got, you know, epic weapons and legendary weapons that are really serious to get to, and we're probably going to do those at some point. I just have to do the epic weapons quest for this character, and I'll get there eventually. I just haven't built up enough faction yet. Doing the crafting timeline should get us enough faction to do the epic quests, especially the epic crafting quest. And that could take a week to get done. Some of the faction you have to build up is just amazing. How you have to balance it, how you have to work it through. And this is more, and I think this is why it was not as popular as World of Warcraft, is it's a thinking game, whereas, and I don't want to say this to offend anybody, but World of Warcraft is more of a just a romp. You walk around, you hit stuff with a stick, and stuff falls down. This game used to be, and it has been oversimplified a lot in the years, very much a thinking game. I used to have to keep spreadsheets on what components went into things to build stuff so that I could actually make the subcomponents to make the items when I crafted things, so I had enough of the little components to build the big items I wanted to build. You don't have to do that anymore, but there's still an aspect of challenge to it, even though it's been, you know, reduced in difficulty a bit. But like I said, there are so many different things and so much history that you can explore in this game that actually seems to kind of mean stuff in the game. So there's an entire quest line that will take you from first level all the way up to your final level, and all of it may not make sense at first, monkey, but by the time you get done, a lot of it will make more sense. And using World of Warcraft again for an example, in World of Warcraft you just appear in the middle of a village with no concept of why or how you're there. In this game, you actually start out on a boat, you have a reason, you have a purpose, they explain to you why you're there, what you're doing, and it kind of involves you more in the story, which to me makes way more sense, and it makes it way more involving to actually have a story that has meaning in the game. This game also has a lot of things for a lot of people who enjoy different things. There's collectibles, and believe me, there is a lot of collectibles. Where are they? I keep forgetting where they put them. I think it's under journal. And I don't even have all the collections, but I've already found 165 of them just casually searching around. And I've only completed 20 on this character. My other characters completed a bunch. But as you can see, there are a ton of collectibles that you can go through. And there's all these shinies in there. And then on top of that, there's collectibles that you have to have certain kinds of skills and items to be able to see. There's a trade skilling collection that you have to have rose-colored sunglasses in order to be able to see the shinies, even to pick them up. So if you like a challenging game, this could be a good game for you. If you like a game that's just easy breezy, this could also be a game for you. You're just not going to want to follow the quest. You're not going to want to, I mean, you know, by not follow, I mean you're not going to want to sit there and read every line and drudge through it and memorize all of the history and all of the lore and everything. But you can get the general idea. Oh, we have to go over here and kill this guy. All right, done. And you can even do that. But the thing that I always liked about this game is that when you hit something and you are a a scout class or some sort of mage, you can actually you actually feel like you're doing some damage. You feel like you're doing something. You're impactful. I mean, when I hit something for 25 million points plus, that's significant. So it makes you feel very involved and gives you a sense of accomplishment when you do stuff like that. So there's a lot of rewards in this game for playing it. And besides that, you can play it for free if you want to. You really can't beat that. It has a subscription model that I had been keeping up, and I'll probably get it back going again when the expansion comes out. We'll rip through the expansion. But right now, I'm max level in pretty much everything, and I'm playing for free. The only advantage I have is I actually had a lot of the coins, so I was able to bring all my characters on for permanent, so I can actually have more than the standard number of characters, which I honestly have no idea what it is, but it's generous. You can have a number of characters and you can play a lot of areas and really enjoy yourself without having to really spend any money. The game's downloadable on Steam, so Steam can keep it updated, and it is also a client you can download from the website. I actually use the one from Steam because it's just easier, and that way I can broadcast it to Steam, so that works well. But you can download the client from the Daybreak website and play it from there. You can download it from Steam. It's free either way. The only thing I have to contend with is there's certain restrictions that you can't do if you're playing for free, and they're not harsh. They're certainly not horrible. As you can see, if you've watched through some of the videos here, I've pretty much been everywhere in the game. I do own a lot of the expansions, and I do buy the new ones when they come out, so you may be more restricted from going some places, but that's just a matter of, hey, I'm really enjoying this. I want to move it forward, so let me pick up this expansion. But there is a lot you can do because the old expansions and adventure packs have been grandfathered into the free version, mainly because they're kind of old. But if you're just starting out, honestly, it'll be new content to you, so it'll still be cool. The graphics are a little bit dodgy sometimes. I mean, they're not bad, because when this came out oh so long ago, it was pretty good graphics for the day. Wasn't spectacular, it wasn't great, but they have held up reasonably well in my opinion. I mean, we get this much detail on a character model and an armor model. That's not too bad. I mean, I've seen worse games, and to see all the flashes and all the flair that they put on the models. And hey, if you're one of those people who likes collecting mounts, there are more mounts here than you can shake a stick at. So I would say if you're on the fence, when you have time, just download it and give it a roll and see what you think about it. It's not hard to get into. They pretty much walk you through everything you need to know in order to play the game. And generally the community is not terrible to new players. There are a couple of people who are kind of passive aggressive about some things if you ask some really, really bad questions in the wrong area. Like if you start asking for help in the trades area, some people will be a little nasty to you. But generally, if you're in the chat group for whatever you're doing, like your level group, you're generally going to do pretty well getting help from people, because you'll be asking for help for people that are similar level to you or higher than you and are there just for the express purpose of helping new players. And that works out pretty well for everybody involved. And there are people who have been playing this game like myself since day one, so they do know a lot about the game, and then they can get you through a lot of situations and problems that you're having. And I think we've collected enough to do just about anything we want to do. So now we just need fuel. which sadly pretty much seems we're going to have to go back to the landing zone, I think, because I don't think there's a merchant that sells fuel. We'll go back to the village and find out. But I don't think there's a villager that sells fuel over here. Where was that? Yeah, I think it's over here. A lot of these zones are easy enough to get lost in, but not so horrible that you can't find your way eventually. Okay, now let's look for a merchant that sells fuel. Might be general goods merchant. Nope, it's certainly not the general goods merchant. Fuel merchant. That was what we needed. Now, this game's not perfect. There are a lot of archaic things that it does that a lot of people aren't used to. At least they got away from the corpse runs. So that was never in this game where you actually lose your corpse. So you don't have to worry about running back, and there's got to be a crafting station around here somewhere. Although I can't summon one if I have to. I'd just rather not. Nope, looks like we're gonna have to summon one. Which is fine. Let's see. We need to summon. Got some of these on my bar already. Forge. Sewing table. Ha! Take that. I knew that perk would come in handy. Oh, thanks. I played this game since the first day it came out. It was something I was really interested in because I played Everquest 1. I had a very sordid history with Everquest 1. And for a while I was banned from all of Sony's servers because of some things that went down that weren't really my fault. But I pleaded my case, and they actually did some research and let me back on. And I was able to play Everquest the first for a while. And then it was a choice of playing World of Warcraft or this, because they both came out pretty close to the same time. And I chose this, and I never regretted it. I have tried World of Warcraft. I find it to be fairly easy. It's not really as challenging. I'm not as pleased with some of the quest lines as I am with this. And it has a lot of pluses. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's not my game. So this has always been the game that brings me back. And since it's still being developed, it is one of the classic MMOs that I am able to get back into and play, that I played, 10, 13, 14, 15 years ago. I think it's 15 years now. When you do something for that long, you either learn something or you get really good at faking it. And this is the game that got me really interested in crafting stuff. And if you look at my characters, most of my characters are max level crafters, or they were max level crafters at the last point they were played for whatever expansion they were played in. So I actually have a couple of them that I doubled up the crafting classes on just to get them to max level. because there were a couple of raids and dungeons where you actually had to do crafting to complete the dungeon. And it was really nice that I knew I could always get a group, being a max level crafter with a good reputation for being able to make stuff. What are we using? Smoldering something. Filament. Came up one short. Yeah, being a max level crafter, I was able to do a lot of things that I probably would not have been able to do if I wasn't, because I was not geared for raids. I was not geared for high-end dungeons particularly, but they would pretty much carry me through them because I could craft anything in the dungeon to get us through the different zones that required crafting. So I got to see a lot of things that I would never have seen because I'm not a dungeon guy. Not saying there's anything wrong with being a dungeon guy. It's just not my thing. Okay. And now... And also the benefit of this game is that it's so old that there are so many web resources on how to do something. If you get completely stuck, I can almost guarantee you can find a resource somewhere that's going to tell you what it is you're missing to finish it up. And that gave us a little bit of crafting. Alright, so we're going to Tupta. And once we do this, we should actually come out with a pretty good amount of experience, so we should be in fairly good shape. And now we need to see Varric Stoutheart. I can't count the number of times I fell out of Tupta, and you can see it's a long fall. And I auto ran off the edge of it a bunch of times. Like coming over this edge, just keep running, and woo, there you go. You don't survive that. It's like in the original Everquest with all the people starting in the Wood Elf village who would suicide off the edge because, well, that's just what you did. So, a good Friday drinking game was to sit down at the bottom of that area and watch for people to fall, and if somebody fell, you took a drink. You'd usually last about 10 minutes before you were completely unable to function anymore. He wants our help. Imagine that. Dry berries. Collect some samples of dried berries. Find baskets full of them all around town. Give me a sample of each so that I may have something to send. I don't know why I bothered to read that, but that gets us 750 more Farsees faction. And Farsees faction is pretty important to us because having faction allows you to buy different items you may not necessarily be allowed to buy, and I believe it actually helps with prices a little bit in some cases. It's definitely not a hurt. Oh, there we go. So now we need to find these berries for him. And they're in these baskets. So all I have to do is cruise around town, try not to fall off. And the benefit for us right now is that we have a flying mount. So if we do run off the edge, we can come back. Whereas when I got to here, I did not have a flying mount, and it was kind of a catastrophe. And like I said, all we got to do is look for baskets. look just like that. Now we just gotta find 2 more. They're probably on the other side. There's one. One more. And now it begins. I cannot remember if there's... I think they gotta be green. Because it's not easy being green. Love to hide things. I think every MMO I've ever played has given me something that I really enjoy about the game. Guild Wars 2 gave me jumping puzzles, and I just really love the jumping puzzles in there. Anything that challenges you like that. I mean, they can be so frustrating. But I really loved the fact that I could do something other than just adventuring and have fun with it. You get, when you play a game as much as I played this, I wonder if it'll give me my... Okay, my character, this character was created in 2006. I have a total played time on this character alone of 4 days, 18 hours, and 43 minutes. So that's almost a week of solid time that I have put into this single character. And I have a bunch of characters. Okay. And now he is not willing to transport us, so we have to go talk to the conductor, which is fine. I can't remember where that... it's over there. And now we need to go to Grob. Gunk. The Overlook. We can go to the Overlook. We'll get that out of the way. So yeah, I have so many good memories about this game. I remember when these came out. These were the coolest things. These little airships. Because I think this expansion alone, I can't remember when it came out. Trying to look it up. Okay, Shadow Odyssey came out in LU50, which is update 50, which was in 2008. So most of the graphics you're seeing in this zone, in this area, are graphics that were produced in 2008. And in 2008, this was inventive. This was pretty cool. All right, so where's our guy? There he is.
Well met.
I have to make alcohol for the soldiers. Where is that recipe? really have too much stuff I'm carrying around. Do we need to touch the chest first? No. What was it called? If you ever can't find anything, you can always hover over your bags and it puts them in alphabetical order on here. It is in bag 3. Right there. Now we can go brew, see what it takes to make it. Now we just need smoldering kindling. We got enough stuff, we can actually do it. And that'll finish up one of our daily objectives. Well, that'll finish up our daily objectives. Smoldering, was it smoldering kindling? My mind is going. Yep, smoldering kindling. Buy 25. Any extra that we have to buy, we can throw in our what is going on here? Why can't I summon a table? Oh, we can only do it once every 12 hours. Dang it. Is this functional? No. Do I have a portable keg? I don't think I do. But a long time ago, I tinkered up a bunch of portable crafting tables. But I don't think I have one for this character. I'm not seeing it. Okay, well, hey, you know what? We can make another pass through after we finish and drop off stuff. So let's go pick up stuff to get. So now we gotta go to Shadow Cleft. And that's going to be, I think, down there. Yeah. As you can see, we got a whole world up here. Got a whole island down here. Kind of a really cool effect they did with this. A lot of the things down here are plants, plant-based. As you can see, there's big pools of water, and there's a lot of spores and mushrooms that attack you. It's really kind of cool how they set this up. Yep, expansion's coming in November. And every time a new expansion comes out, I'm pretty happy about it. I love seeing the new expansions come through. There we go. And now we gotta find... Whoa, can't fly over here. Okay, this is survival accord people. I think he's up here. Nope. Well, I can fly there, I just can't fly up. That's silly. Okay. Let's go find our crafting. We're looking for Quinn. Quinn is behind us, basically. I'm missing something. That would make him outside, I'm guessing. Yeah, must be outside. Great, now how do we get back outside? I forget. That looks like an outside. Yeah, I always love when the expansions come out. So you can see these mushroom guys. They're actually pretty funny looking. If they'd look at me. That's pretty horrifying. Some corrupted mushroom coming to tear you a new one. Okay, so we've gone to where the guy's supposed to be, and he's not there. So he is probably below us. Alright, so we'll go back down. And we'll figure it out. The way this expansion was set up changed a lot of how your movement works, mostly in how expansive these are and where everything is, because there's a lot of caves, there's a lot of areas you can get to, and I think they finally started taking into account giving you places to fly to and from with this one. And if it wasn't with this one, it was the one that came after it. Okay, that was the wrong way. It was a very long hallway for no reason. Okay. Is he in here? I think he might be in here. We're in here. Alright, there's nothing there, so it's putting him... Oh, I see. Totally missed it. So we got a lot of stuff we gotta make for these people. Okay. So let's go catch the wave back. It's very dark in here. It's kind of weird being able to fly everywhere, and then they take away your ability to fly. We need need to go to tillage patch, which is down here as well. So that's just around the corner. So these graphics were 2008 graphics, and some things that it was comparable to would be like Grand Theft Auto 4. I think Fallout 3 came out right around then. Far Cry 2. Just trying to think of some games that came out right around that period. Arkham Asylum, I think, came out around then. That was about 2008, 2009. So comparing this to those games, it's not bad. There's certainly worse games. The original Borderlands, but that's a completely different art style. Okay, we have to collect the rocks. Moon rocks. So the moon rocks in the water. I don't remember. I think the moon rocks are in the water. No, I guess not. Rocks over here. Now, to my benefit, I'm way over level for this zone, so nothing's going to attack me. Some of these guys are pretty tough. Like these are 1-up heroics. They're level 79. So harvesting here when you're level 10 is a challenge. I thought they were in the... I thought it was in the water. I really did. Of course, these guys are just walking around without a care. I don't remember where the moon rocks are. Crazy mushrooms in their moon rocks. Everything here is like huge compared to how you think it should be, because I mean really you think of these guys should be like really tiny, and these plants should be really small, and they're not. They're huge. So that always kind of cracked me up coming down here and seeing that. Still don't remember where these moon rocks are. Might have to have a quest cleanup day one time. We have to come back and just finish all these quests that I've been picking up. Let me read the quest. Why not? From the water around tillage patch. Okay, so it is in the water. I was right. And this gets us half a plat, so it's kind of worth doing. Just, moon rock. Those logs with just a name on them that you couldn't harvest back in the other zone are part of another quest. This one had a lot of things where you had to pick up items that look like crafting items that you harvest, but they're not. Definitely don't want to suffocate. This was hard to do when the expansion first came out, because so many people were running around picking up these rocks, and it was kind of a competition to try to get your rocks. Now there's not so many people here. It's pretty easy once you remember where they are. Gotta remember to breathe. Venture out a little bit. I think the best thing about these games was how easy it was to change the controls and how everything you wanted. They're very customizable. The UI is pretty customizable. You can pretty much do what you want with it. There's been a lot of additions to the UI that you can get. That's kind of cool. One more. Not going to pass up an opportunity to pick up some rocks for a little bit of money. Ramp up there so I can jump up and go. She's done. Now we just got to go make that beer. We got to make the other thing. And we never did make it to Gupta. But I think Gupta's over here. So we're going to try that one. But yeah, in order to finish the trade skill timeline, we need to be level 100. We can't even start it until we're level 100. So we definitely need to make sure that we are level 100. I don't want to waste time going out there, all the way out there, because it's pretty far trip just to find out we can't do the quest. So we're going to follow the trade skill timeline up to make sure we've met all the requirements before we even try. And pick up anything cool or anything that increases faction a lot. We need to start our trade skill epic too. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 had a ton of stuff you could do in it. You could do crafting, you could do PvP, you could do realm versus realm, you could do all kinds of stuff in there. And you didn't even have to be max level to do it. You just had to want to go out and do it. I mean, I have friends who their characters made it from base level 1 doing PvP and things like that, and I've known guys who have done crafting to pretty much max out their characters. There's good points to both games, and the differences to compare Guild Wars 2 to Everquest 2, they both have a lot of expansions. They both have a lot of things you can do. The difference that sometimes throws me off is after I play Guild Wars 2 for a while, I forget about the dynamic leveling, so that when you go into an area and you're max level, you're no longer max level, you're just max level for that area. That doesn't apply here because I'm max level and I'm going into areas and I am still level 100, and that's not max level. Max level is 110 right now, but max enough level so I can go into like the level 20 area as a level 100, nothing touches me. In Guild Wars 2, you can wander in any area and you're always in a level zone that you can do things in that area and still gain experience to some degree. Now, oh, I don't want to be here. This is not where I want to go. Although, I didn't have a lot of time to look around here before because I got stomped pretty well. These are heroic dungeons. I think they're still heroics. I remember when I played before, I wandered into one of these and I got my sword handed to me pretty quickly. It was not really any fun at all. Let's go inside. At least we can kind of take a look and see what they look like in here. So I haven't been in here in ages. Is this one? So we can do two different types, the inner stronghold or the outer stronghold. Let's do the outer stronghold. We're not going to do anything when we get in here probably because it'll either be worth no experience or we'll be completely overwhelmed. But getting back to the comparison, they both have their strong points, Guild Wars 2 and Everquest 2. I like the original Guild Wars. I liked Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 has some phenomenal, fantastic graphics. You can do the jumping puzzles. You can do the map completion. You can craft your epic weapon. You can... I liked the fact about it was Guild Wars 2, you could... yeah, these guys are not going to be a real challenge for us, so there's no point in doing it. But they're 2-ups, so they're like double heroic. And I could take them because I out-level them significantly. But as you get further in, they still stay. Here's a 3-up. Now this guy, even though he won't be a challenge for me, if you were 83, he's going to hit you pretty hard. We're just going to wander through so you can see what the zone looks like. Got to be kind of careful because I don't want to die today. Yeah, I played Elder Scrolls too. I have a buddy who plays Elder Scrolls, and he's like really into the lore and understands the story and everything. And I don't have that. Okay, so these guys are just zombies. I forgot what character based they were. Sure we have to do something in order to be able to get in here. But yeah, I played I played Elder Scrolls Online. It was kind of fun. All right, Derek, I will see you later. Definitely stop by anytime. We could talk about all kinds of MMOs. I have played most all of them. So I can do a lot of comparisons. Oh boy, the guards are coming for me. Awesome. I will look forward to it. I don't speak their language. Gotta fix that. One of these guys has to have some language materials. It's how you learn their languages. In some cases, you pick up bits and pieces of their culture. I think these guys just get progressively harder and harder until the waves end. Teach me your language. I will beat it out of you. There does not seem to be any end to their numbers. Wow, that's a lot of guards. So it's making it harder and harder. Very progressive. Not really much of a challenge for me, though. I'll take care of these guys. Really, I could auto-attack you to death. That was not nice. Just relics. Nothing useful. Can't attack anything. Must be from the knockdown. Really just want to learn your language, guys. That's all. If you just teach me your language, we could just all be friends. Nope, no language stuff. I don't remember what teaches whatever these are. I don't know if they're true undead or if they're something else, but oh, they're speaking Yakishan. Okay. I'll have to look up how to do that because languages are one of our achievements is learning a bunch of languages. So we can do a language video one time. And if we have enough time, I might even do Speak as a Dragon again. That quest is insane. I think they ran out of guards. No, status. That's all it is. Oh, and then the big guy shows up. Alright, so this guy would be a huge problem if... because it says he's much tougher than he appears. Well, we might as well take him out. Large skull keys. So always got a bunch of skull keys. You can only have one. Sorry, you only get one. Now I just want to get out of here. But I really do need to look up how to learn their language because... Okay, this would have been, I guess, the inner yard that we would have gone to. So, raptor cow chasing somebody. Oh no, I'm poisoned. Hmm, shiny. Now, I looked for these forever. Now I know where they are, so now I go get a bunch of them. Alright, where's the end boss? I just want to take him out. He's got to be around here somewhere. Hey, where's your boss? Ah, you speak common. Dang it, I'm not seeing any language things. Oh, more guards. Well, thanks for lining up there, boys. I didn't hit them all. It'll recycle in a second. £500 guards. Hey, Andrew! Alright, as soon as we figure out what this event leads to. I just want to see the big boss in here. We'll leave because we're not really accomplishing anything. Oh, that was not right. I did not want you to knock me back. Well, I am getting a lot of status items. Hey! More guys. Down they go. I already got that recipe. Dang it. Well, we should be running out of guards here soon. Hey, I've been doing alright. How you been doing? Endless numbers of guards. Well, kill them too. Come on, line up. Ooh, that is a lot of guards. Let's see if we can do enough damage. Yeah, I think that's enough damage. I missed what that said. I have no idea. Cool. Glad to hear you're doing school and getting back into the swing of things and getting stuff handled. That's kind of important. Always look forward to seeing your stuff. Oh, here he is. You are Mrogold Marask. Sorry, you gotta go. It only took 7 million points to kill you. I guess you're the boss. So, I guess that is the inner sanctum. Done. Some more slaves and stuff locked away. Ooh, key chest. Yeah, I think life has thrown everybody I know some curveballs and fastballs and all kinds of other stuff that you wouldn't want to have happen. And, you know, what else are you going to do with it? You're either going to let it beat you or you're going to beat it. And I know I'm not one for letting things get me down, so just got to keep trying their best. I even think if we walk all the way out of here, we're gonna get where we want to go. So let's port, and then we can make those items and port back. We're running out of time to make the items to get our daily bonus. So this puts us by the crafting table, and we only have to make a couple more items, 3 more items. So this will work out better, and then we can port right back, so that works out really well. So go in here, open the door. Alright, what are we working on? Finish some more of these quests. I only got room for 39 more. Okay. $200 bales of Axe Strong Brew. So we need the keg and barrel, which is in here. No. Where is the cooking one? Remember, and with all these mounts in here, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. But it is not in here. Alright, you know what? We're going to do things old school. I knew I'd find a reason for this. Got the kindling, so we're good there. So let's go. Oop, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Went down too far. Next level up. I haven't been in the old zone for a long time. We shouldn't all be tailoring. This is weird. Seriously? Did they get rid of all the cooking stuff? Well, that's not right. Don't need this many mannequins. Woodworking table. Ah, here we go. There's only one? No, they're right there. Okay. So let's make Axe Strong Brew. One of the reasons why we want to get crafting to max level is so we can continue to accumulate vitality bonus while we wait for the expansion to come out, so that when it comes out we'll have the ability to craft faster and make levels if they raise the crafting levels. I haven't seen that in the notes yet, whether they're raising crafting levels. They may not. Who knows? We will have to see. And that's gone. We'll let that pop before we start the next one. There we go. 398 loyalty points. Once we're done with this, I'm going to take a look and see what I can buy with 398 loyalty points. I may need to save up a little bit. This is the last one we have to make. And then we have to go make the other thing, of course, but that will get that quest done. That raised our faction, so we should be able to get the items we need to move forward with the anything future in that area to increase quests. Alright, that's done. What was the other thing we needed to make? Bunk beds. Do I have a recipe for bunk beds? If I do, I did not scribe it. I didn't pick it up. That's fine. I'm not worried about... Oh, okay. Let's look at marketplace, loyalty points. Alright, so remember, we got almost 400 of these loyalty points. So we could get accomplished effigy. most of this stuff looks like. Baseline, level 90-ish. Reasonably good gear, but my stuff like crushes it, so none of it is anything I really need. I don't need any adornments either, but I might someday. I could definitely pick these up one each, so we could get a lot of those. Armor, so we could get the Ice Knight armor. Can I see what this looks like? Thought we could do it. Preview. So what do you think of that armor set? I think I like it. Hey, 15 points. I think we can afford it. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. Loyalty point tokens. Oh, I can't buy them unless I have my membership. Okay. So when the expansion comes out and we re-up, I guess this gets it piece by piece. That's kind of boring. We'll be able to that's kind of nice armor. I like that hat, but it's interesting at least. We'll be able to pick these up with our, we'll be able to spend our loyalty points. General. Bag of Endless Adventure. I got bigger bags and boxes than that, so don't gotta worry about it. 52 slots, huh? That'd be handy. I think my bags right now are 44s. Shrouded Destiny. I think I already have one of those. It's a nice cloak. Shroud of Fate. Excuse me. Chest awards a legendary item or better. Cool. Alright, so this, let's say you change your appearance as you buy one of these, and it's one loyalty point token. I already have one of these, so I can't really buy one. So I'll use the one I have. But this one, it lets you buy it without having the membership. Looks like I can buy these. I can buy a title. It's just like in Days of Old. You can buy your titles. And the titles are in your, where is it? So in the options, so you get a prefix title. We did these once already, where you can pick your prefix title, which is usually your class, and then you can pick your suffix title, of which I already have a few, but not as many on this character as I do on other ones. But you can add any of these. You can get a veteran elemental mount. Huh. I wonder what it looks like. I always always like veteran mounts. You can get a house actor crate, which I guess lets you sculpt house actors for your house. You get a bunch of house items, like pets and stuff. Decorations. Some pretty cool decorations in here. They really spend a lot of time on housing in this game. Weapons. So you can get a disease hammer of malice, which is not quite as good as what I have. Bunch of hammers. I don't want a hammer. Makes you think I'll use hammers. I'm a scout. Some of these, I think, are like vanity weapons. They don't actually have any stats. These do. But they're still inferior to my Scald's daggers. It's not a mace, that's an axe. Power piercer. Those all kind of look the same. And it's this one is the one we're looking at. Ooh, a bullwhip. That would be awesome. Have that as your appearance weapon. That's pretty badass. I mean, the stats on it are nowhere near mine, but it's an appearance only weapon, so you could have two of these in your hands. I don't know which I like better, those. I kind of like my daggers. Or this. It's just a ghost sword. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jeez. Just take anything and put circles on it and call it futuristic. Scepter. Blade of Shadow Lurker. Oh, that is awesome. Already looked at that one. I could beat somebody with somebody else's hand. That is a cool mace. That is an awesome longsword. Hey, they got a dagger like that too. Now that's cool. That is a big dagger though. Is appearance only? No. It's actually a weapon. Okay, so that is the gist of the loyalty store. Cool. All right. Since we've been out gathering, oops. Let's go to our house, drop off our stuff. Just to get rid of it. Yeah, I love when they say that. By Anakin's blood, you're powerful. Well, yeah, just a bit. Hey, my save file went up. We're going to visit my primary character's house. I should actually do a walkthrough of Mistmoore so that you can see what my house is based off of. It's a pretty cool dungeon. But this house is actually based off of a dungeon. parts of it are actually the dungeon itself. Like, I think it's up here. This is the entryway for the dungeon. So you come in this door here. You got guys over here. There's some guys over here that you go fight. Some guys here. And they're all vampires. Some guy down here. And then you come down here and you actually go into a ballroom instead of an entryway. So this whole area is a huge ballroom. All kinds of guys in it. And then it's really this whole style in itself. Do I have any travel paintings up? I don't think I do. Got my guild travel door up, even though I'm not a guild. It's my Shard of Love tapestry. All right. Bird guy. Leaf the Distinguished. So it's a distinguished leaf. Yay, more safe fall. Where's the Akisha? I don't want to start the quest line for here because we're already past this. It's not going to do much for us. But the trade skill quest line isn't too bad. Trade skilling at any level is pretty reasonably decent. Where's the cannon? I remember really wanting to fly when this came out. I really wanted to see what this looked like from above. I'm glad we can now. Because there are a lot of jumping on things to get up high to be able to see some of this stuff. It's kind of cool that you don't have to really work too hard now to get up here and see these people up here doing things, hanging out up on top of flaming towers and whatnot. Okay. Can we use the cannon yet? Nah, I'm not going to dismount for that. They have a cannon to shoot you across here and you land in this net. It's kind of funny. And then they have another cannon here that shoots you back across and you land in a net over on the other side. It's a interesting solution to a problem. Who do I need to take this back to? Return it to Overlook. Zip over to Shadowed Cleft and pick up that recipe that we didn't get, so we're in good shape. And then the only place we'll have to go is Grob, and darn if I remember where that is. These balloons really need to have a theme song of their own. Speaking of which, in case you're wondering, I cannot play any of the music in here because the test I did with the music, I got like 12 copyright claims on that video, so not doing that again. Perfection of gnomish engineering. We're going to trust guys that typically just end up blowing themselves up to ship us across in a balloon. Alright, after we turn this in and pick up that other recipe, let's see what our next stop is going to be. We can do the Fallen Dynasty quests. Those are not required. They're pretty much just get you a bag and a charm to improve success. It wouldn't be too bad. It may actually come in handy later. And some furniture. It's easy, at least. And the Gathering Obsession quest comes from the Fallen Dynasty and the Isle of Mara, village of Shin, where we were with Quo. Okay. Let's go turn you in. Maybe I'll get some more.
Hello.
Yep, more faction. Alright, so up we go. Let's go to Shadow Cleft and actually get that recipe that we missed. Yeah, we could also do the Kunar quest. Those aren't bad. Those are 70 to 75. But the Artisan Epic is where we want to end up. We may just go straight into that. Got so excited I found this guy that I actually forgot to pick up the stuff to do his quest. Was he here? No, he wasn't here. He was over on the other side. Butcher Sog. Good thing it kind of makes just a circle. Okay, so... we want this little pool, I think. No. Well, shoot, after this we've gone all the way around. Alright, so that takes us to the butcher. So we don't want that one. So it's got to be this one. Without the quest marker, it's kind of hard to tell. Ah, yep, this is it. recipe. And I probably don't have the materials because we just dropped them off. Well, apparently I have the book. I'm gonna have to spend some time off stream going through my inventory and clean this crap out because I got a lot of stuff. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna port back. And we're gonna go to Kunark. So we can start working on the Danak faction and all that other stuff. Oh, and while we're here, this is the bank. You really don't need to go to the bank. But if you do,
Hi.
here's your...
provides for us all, doesn't he? I have a full range of banking services.
This is your personal stash. This is your shared stash. What you do is you take boxes and put them in the slots because when you get it, these are all empty. And from this, you can add as many items to the box as it will take. So this one's a 40 slot box, so it can have 40 items in it. This is a 48 slot box, so it can have 48 items in it. And these are my personal ones for this particular character. You can see most of them are empty because I don't need them. I got a bunch of junk in here basically. Roses from Valentine's Day. Various little things. Experience bonuses. Most of these boxes are empty, but these are my shared items. So shared equipment and anything that I want to pass between my characters, like currency. So these are event currency. These are pomegranates. These are elemental essences. Frozen tokens from Christmas. Mark of Manor. I don't remember what that's for, but, well, something I got. And here are void shards. Void shards used to be the big thing. Still have 41 of them in my bank that I never bothered to do anything with. These are dungeon maker spawners. So I can, when I make a dungeon, I can use all of these to spawn these particular items in my dungeon. So when you start to build your own dungeon, you have the ability to build, ooh, advanced worker 14. I'm taking that. So you have a certain default set of monsters you are allowed to add into your dungeon. And you had to find these spawners to expand your toolkit. So now if I add this to my toolkit, I can add these to my next dungeon. And it wasn't that you needed one for every one you wanted to add. You just needed to have the spawner to be able, like if I wanted to add spiders that used coercer spells, I had to have this in my book in order to do it. And now if I basically add this, I can add this to my Dungeon Maker toolbox. So that is here. And I haven't made any dungeons, but let's fast the XP, all bosses and elites, but it's 1460 days old. One room XP farm, 1200 days. So it looks like nobody's really doing this anymore. Here's a new one. So we can do 8 and 25. What is this? It's got to be some kind of hidden joke. This one's Christmas related. There was one that was like 300 days old. Like more reason. Ah, here we go. 8 and 25 is pretty new. Ah, double demonic powers. Let's do a dungeon. We've got time. So just to get our... Just in case. Gotta make sure we have them out first. Let's play Temple of Demonic Powers as ourselves. So it takes us into this layout. We end up in here. And this dungeon was made probably by another player. 99% of the chance it's made by another player. It's not going to be very long. It's not going to be very deep. But we got things like this. And here's the map for it, so you can see it's not huge. And you don't get any experience for doing these. You get a reward at the end. That was scary. Totally caught me off guard. Okay, these guys are getting a little harder now. Kind of glad I brought my mercenary with me, even though I am still one-shotting them. And all of these items that are in here are usually either the default items that your pack comes with to be able to do this, or things that you have added by adventuring and found. I think the goal is just to get to the end. Most of these are about a 10-minute route. I'm just going to the furthest point I can see. As you can see, somebody put a good deal of effort into this. Some of these definitely take time. The cells are definitely pretty cool. I wonder if they just didn't have... Yeah, there's the exit. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's more down here. We can go see if there's anything else to kill. But that certainly wasn't much. Most dungeons aren't. Especially not anymore. Okay, and then you exit. I don't remember what happens when you exit. So we'll find out. Okay, so basically we didn't accomplish something because we did not get any We didn't get any reward for that. Oh, dang it. I'm clicking in the wrong spots. So let's see if we can find another one. Okay, let's see the dev picks. Guess there are none. Not a lot of Charduck dungeons. All right. Anyway, I'd like to find a valid one of these that we could do. But it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. So we'll just have to call it a day. Next, I wanted to show you some of the mounts that you can get. You can get your own Komodo dragon. There is horses with barding. It's a very small horse. That guy. Let's see if he gives us some choices. So we need SPs to get these as well. In most cases, there's some of them you can buy. I can buy a battle-hardened fire warg for is it 950 of their points. Battle Mage's Flying Carpet. Rhino, Blade Skimmer. I wonder what that looks like. Bixie Skimmer, okay. Blue Nightmare with blue saddle. So, if you like mounts, well, you definitely got some choices. Dark Pegasus, Crimson Nightmare. I don't really care so much, so I never really wasted my time buying mounts and getting all kinds of mounts and whatnot. But as you can see, there's a bunch of them. Void Spirit Unicorn. I'm guessing it's some of these guys. Get you a little tiger. So those are mounts. And that's the reserve. So crossing the reserve is the arena. And this lets you take one of your champions and put it in there and fight with it. I never really got into it. I wish I could tell you more about it, but I just do not know enough about it to tell you anything. Alright, we are 38% of our way to level 99 in crafting. So I'm going to go ahead and end this now because it's pretty late. But tomorrow I'm hoping that I have the opportunity to, this is a guild hall, to go through my inventory, put my mercenary away, and figure out how I want to get to 100. So that'll probably be going to do the Kunar quest, to do the Artisan Epic timeline, which may get us some experience still. And then from there, we will probably move into the Sentinel's Fate and Velius and Withered Lands and all those, and get us up into Plains of Prophecy, which apparently is a thing. So Plains of Prophecy may have crafting timeline. Yeah, it does. So we do need to get to 110, but we do need to be 100 in order to start the quest. So I'll make sure I have the items that we need as best we can, so we don't have to spend a huge amount of time running back and forth, if I can figure out what we need to make and what we need to do. So if I get a chance to research that and look into it, we'll have those. If not, we'll gather them together and we'll start the next craft line at level 70, work our way up and get all the way to level 100, and then finish out the crafting timeline completely, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore. And you'll probably get to see me do the Artisan Epic timeline, so that'll be nice for some people who are interested in that, to be able to see how it goes. And from there we will start focusing on gearing up for the next expansion, because we just need to get to 110, and hopefully they don't move the level up to 120, because I got some catching up to do, and I just don't want to catch up that much more. So we will we'll see how that goes. But that's it for today. Tomorrow is a new day, and tomorrow we'll see how things shake out. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you then. Take it easy.